Hi you guys, what is up? Welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, hello, I'm Kyla. Today's video is just gonna be I just wanted to update you all on my life, what's going on, what I've been dealing with, I guess you could say. Just a lot of crazy things. I'm gonna put some makeup on, probably not like a crazy ton, maybe try out some new stuff, I'm not sure yet, I'll have to just think about it. And yeah, so let's go ahead and jump into it. My life has been super crazy lately. I'm going to just take the primerizer today from Smashbox. My life has been really crazy. I fell a couple weeks. Let me start over. I went snowboarding a couple weeks ago, and I fell twice and got a concussion. And so it's been whirlwind of a journey from there. I had a bunch of people with me. Landon was there. My dad was there. Danielle was... No, my dad was not there. Landon was there. My sister was there. Danielle. One of my little brothers and my stepmom were all there. And mind you, growing up, was relatively accident prone. I feel as though now I am much better and don't necessarily fall as much as I used to. I think I've gotten a lot better at that. I'm going to use this Maybelline foundation, Maybelline 24 hour something, I don't know what it's called. But I did fall and I had a concussion, and so I got seen up there, but theirs is like a first aid, where we were at was like a first aid place, not really a like treatment or like emergency kind of services kind of deal. So they were like, okay, just go home, which it's like 2-ish hours from where I live that we went skiing, or snowboarding. My stepmom was skiing. And so like I had to go home, and mind you, I was really sensitive to the light at that point, and I didn't really like speaking. I could tell myself that my words were kind of, what's the word? I can't even think of it now. Like, I could kind of focus, but it gave me a really bad headache. And I could tell my words were slower. Like, I wasn't speaking as clearly and as quickly as I normally would. Like, I was still aware of what was going on, but I feel like I'm pretty aware. Like, I'm very much present constantly. I was concussed, essentially. And so, but like, they couldn't diagnose me with that because they weren't like actual doctors. They're just like the emergency response kind of like place, like not like emergency response, like, you know what I'm trying to say? It's like first aid responding kind of deal. And so we came back home, or like we started to head back home, and they told us like, hey, if it gets worse, you need to like go to the emergency room or something similar, because we have like, I don't know if where you all live, but we have like urgent care kind of places, and they're like a hospital, but they're smaller, and so you can go there if it's not like you're dying basically. And so I went to one of those about like half an hour from my house, and I looked like a fool. I'm gonna try to insert a video here if I can of that my sister took of me, because like I was so sensitive to the light that I took Landon's hat and put it over, like it was like a beanie kind of hat, and I ran it like over, I had it like come down to like here so none of the light could get in. And then I was in the hospital, and there was a lot of sick, or like I was in the urgent care, and there was a lot of sick people there, so I had a mask on as well. So I just looked like crazy. I really like how this foundation looks right now. But, so that was like a whole mess, and he was like, yeah, he made me walk in like a straight line, and like I can walk, but he had me do heel to toe, and I could not do, I was like, he kept having to try to catch me because I could not. And, like I had to walk on just my heels and on just my toes, and I couldn't do that either. I want to try the Giorgio Armani concealer again, because the last time I used it, I wasn't like crazy impressed, but I want to give it another shot. Actually, I'm going to try it with a brush this time. No, I lied. I'm just going to use my sponge. Anyways, so like, he was like, yeah, you definitely have a concussion. And so he wrote me out until Wednesday. But, so, like, well, I had to, like, go back to school Wednesday was what, I'm not supposed to put that on my app. So I was like, okay, thank you. That's nice. Like, I can just try to get better, I guess, and not have to worry about school. Because, like, even sitting there in the urgent care, and looking, like, at, because, like, they have posters, like, all over the walls and the doors and everything, like, how is your pain? And if you have this symptom, you need to do this, and da-da-da-da. And so, like, even just reading those, like, would make my headache so much worse. I was just, like, not really feeling it. And so I was glad that I got to stay out for a few days and kind of just, like, lay there, which is actually miserable. Sitting and doing nothing is miserable for me because you can't look at screens. I can't read anything. You literally just have to lay there. And you're, like, whoever you're with is supposed to, like, check up. If you fall asleep, they're supposed to, like, check up on you every so often and whatnot. And it's, like, it's miserable. I did sleep a lot, though. But, like, I just can't just do nothing. So, like, if my sister would have to go somewhere, I would ride with her and just sit in the car. Like, I'm like, I can't just sit at home. A couple days later, like, I had to go back to the doctor, and I was like, hey, I'm still not feeling well enough. And so she was like, okay, go back, like, go and get some testing done in a couple days, and I'm going to write you out for the rest of the week. And I was like, okay, thanks. I kind of like that concealer now that I'm, like, looking at it. So, I was out for some time, and then, so, like, over the, like, after I came to my doctor again and scheduled a scan, a CT scan. I went to, well, like, the next, like, as soon as I left the doctor's, like, later on that evening, I was not feeling well at all. Like, my stomach was bothering me, and I was really nauseous, which is a symptom when you have a concussion, but usually it's something that happens, like, right away. It's not something that develops later on. So, I was, like, not feeling well at all. So that night, this is probably going to be too much, and if you have a sensitive stomach, I would not listen. But, like, that next night, so it's Tuesday now, that night I was up, like, every hour with my stomach killing me, like, it was so bad, and just, like, almost throwing up, and there's nothing in my stomach because I hadn't eaten because I didn't feel good, so, like, just, like, heaving and not being okay at all. Like, it was awful. And so I was like, okay, maybe I just ate something bad and this will be fine. So Wednesday day come, like, I'm up all night basically. I got very little sleep. And Wednesday comes and I'm like, okay, Landon go to work today because he hadn't been to work. He'd been kind of, like, keeping an eye on me. And, like, I should be fine because, like, by the time the morning rolled around, like, it was, like, maybe, like, 8 o'clock. Landon leaves at, like, 7. But, like, I was, like, I'm starting to feel better. Hopefully it'll be okay. Well, my stomach wasn't bothering me that day. I was still kind of dizzy and, like, couldn't really read things without getting a headache. So I was fine, like, the whole, like, duration of the daytime. And so I was catching up on sleep and, like, but I still wanted to be able to sleep that night. So I was trying to, like, not sleep too much and just entertain myself, basically. And all of a sudden, Danny, whatever. Later on, when it was time to go to bed, I was getting a stomachache again. And I'm like, what is going on? Like, why? I was fine all day long. I know it's not, like, food poisoning or anything. Why do I not feel well? And, like, again, I was up all night long Wednesday night, like, wanting to throw up and just not feeling well. And so Thursday, it was, like, that Wednesday night, it was so bad, and I was like, Landon, I need to go somewhere. I need to do something. Like, I can't, I'm literally, like, heaving so much that I'm not breathing enough and, like gasping. It was just really bad. And so I called my doctor's office as soon as they opened, and I was like, hi, can you see me? Like, I am not well. And they were like, yeah, what time can you come in? And that was the day that I had the CT scan. So I was like, well, I have the CT scan. Do you want me to come in right after? And they were like, yeah, go ahead. So I go to the CT scan. No, I lied. On the way to the CT scan, my doctor's office calls me back, and they go, hey, we can't see you. Like, you need to just go to the hospital. And I'm like, okay, thank you for letting me know. And so I'm like, Landon, we need to go get the CT scan, and then they told me to just go to the hospital, because if it's like something like that and you had a concussion, like you're trying to vomit a lot and you had a concussion. I did spit up, I threw up blood one time, but other than that, I didn't throw up. And so I was like, Landon, we need to go to the hospital. And he's like, all right, we'll go there right after the CT scan, because I'm not paying hospital fees for a CT scan. That's just going to be outrageous. And so I went to, no, then they called me again and said, actually, we can see you, come on in after your CT scan. I'm like, all right. And then, I scheduled, like, a time to come in. And then when I took my CT scan, and I was heading home, and I was literally in the neighborhood. Like, we had just pulled in the neighborhood, and they're like, just kidding, we can't see you, go to the hospital. And I'm like, are you sure? Because this morning, you kept changing your mind. And so they're like, yeah, we can't see you, go to the hospital. I'm like, fine. Fine. So I went to the hospital, and by then it's like 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock. And I get checked in, everything so on. There's a couple people there, but like people are getting seen, like it's not wild. Like 2 hours go by though, and nothing. Like nothing. And then come to find out, there was a lady, and it's like noon now at this point, noon, 1 o'clock, 12:30, 1 o'clock. This lady had been here since 8 o'clock this morning and hadn't been seen. So Landon was like, what are we doing? Why are we here? Like, we need to go somewhere else if you're going to be seen. But I was like, if this hospital is so busy, like, I can only imagine how other hospitals in the area are too. And he's like, but we don't want to just sit here and waste time. And I'm like, yeah, but like, if I'm already checked in here, I don't want to lose my place and like go somewhere else and have to start all over again. So I called my dad, or my dad called me, whatever. And he was like, there's a hospital nearby. Go see if they can see you. It's like a new hospital. Not a lot of people know about it. Like, just go see if you can be seen there. And so that's what I did. I went and, well, I called another hospital that's closer, because that one's kind of like 25 minutes away. So I called one that's actually like closer than that one. And I was like, hey, like, what's your waiting time? And they're like, oh, sorry, we can't tell you. Like, it's just not a thing we do. And I'm like, there's a website that you can update and it'll do that, but it's not accurate, because it said, like, I know it's not accurate because the one that I was at said that it were like less than a 15-minute wait, and I'd been there for 2 hours. So it's just kind of like, but I'm using this Jouet palette, by the way. I haven't been saying anything. I went to the further one away that my dad said, just to like see, and they were able to see me in another hour, and they like drew a lot of blood, gave me an IV and such to kind of hydrate me and whatnot, because like I hadn't been eating or drinking anything for a couple days now and just trying to vomit. And they ran a bunch of tests and they could not figure out what was wrong. They were like, we don't know. And I'm like, thank you, I guess. How much am I paying for you to say this? And they're like, I don't think it's the concussion because you didn't experience it right away. And I'm like, but the concussion is the only explanation at this point. Like, obviously I didn't eat something bad because it's been 3 days. I haven't been doing anything. I've literally just been laying in bed. That shouldn't make me vomit. So it was just a wee bit aggravating. Just a smidge bit aggravating. So they were like, well, I don't know. And so they gave me a medicine to like get rid of the symptoms that I was experiencing, like the pain and the nausea. What is on my nose? Okay. So I was taking, but they only gave me enough for a few days. Like, it was like 10 pills and you're supposed to take it 3 times a day, so it should only last 3 days. I kind of didn't follow that. I went and did it twice a day. Once to twice a day, because I only needed it at night. And I was like, because it wasn't cheap. So I'm like, if I'm paying for this, I'm using this, by the way, I'm not going to like use it when I'm not in need of it. So I was only taking it before bed or like when I started to feel nauseous. And it lasted me like 5 days or so before I was starting to feel better and not needing it, thankfully. Which can you imagine like if I had taken it as they directed it, because it wasn't to like treat anything because I didn't know what was wrong. It was just to like help with the pain and the discomfort. So it's like I would have been out and there's no refills. I would have had to go back to the hospital or my doctor if she would have seen me, and like it just would have been a mess, an absolute mess. I got new palettes as well that I want to play with. I haven't gotten to play with these because I've been literally stressed. So like I'm doing a lot better from my concussion. I'm back at work, I'm back at school. I just recently submitted my sheet to apply to graduate. I don't get to actually graduate this year. I only get to walk with my class. I don't get to graduate until December. Like I don't finish classes until December. So I just picked the 2 that I'm going to take next semester because I only need 2. Like that's all I have left. And yes. This is a new thing to me, this Urban Decay Eyeshadow Primer Potion in Eden. I've used the regular one, and I just have been using this one like 2 or 3 times now, and I really like it. It's a nice color. Pardon the eyelash glue that's going on. I cannot get that off. But, yeah, so my concussion is a lot better. I'm finally caught up on work because, like, right after my concussion, I was on spring break. So, like, I didn't get to do any makeup work immediately because like I couldn't see my teachers because it was spring break and half of them were gone. It's just been a journey, quite a journey. I'm going to go into this Dose of Colors palette. It's the Sassy Siennas, and I just want this like super warm shade. And I'm taking this Morphe Y17 brush straight. But so I was on spring break, and so I finally have been like caught up on everything. And I've been working a ton, like a ton, and it's just been like crazy with everything going on. I know this isn't super blended out, but I'm gonna take another color and blend it better. But yeah, everything's been crazy, and I haven't been buying like a ton of makeup. I got a ring light. I'm using it right now. Hopefully it looks okay. But I have just kind of been living life, you know, just trying to catch up on everything and work my butt off. And like I'm about to be full-time at one of my jobs because a lady's having surgery and I'm going to take her place for a while. I'm going to use this color in this I Freak by Juvia's Place palette. And that's what I'm going to blend everything out with. But so like with school and work and everything, and like it's just been crazy. But I'm almost done with this semester. I have my last day of class is May 6th. Like my last day of everything, like exams and everything. I don't have my mic on. Oh boy. I guess I'm gonna take this shade, this last dark shade here, and just put that really defined in the crease, like really like in there. Emma has gotten so big. She almost doesn't fit through the cracks anymore in our gate. We have a gate going in our living room, and she could fit right in there. It was a struggle. I got this palette too. It's the Warrior by Juvia's Place, and I'm gonna start with this color, which is Idia, and it's like a gold color, like a deeper gold, and I just wanna, holy pigment. I was really hesitant to get this palette because I was like, I have those colors, like I have gold, I have neutral, like nudie colors. That's beautiful. Holy crap. Like, and that's just with my finger, like I'm not wetting a brush or anything. You hear the dogs? They have knocked down their water thing, like we have an automatic water thingy, and Emma knocks it over all the time. And water gets everywhere. That's really pretty. Hopefully you guys can tell, but she's beautiful. And I think I'm going to take a little bit of this Aqua color. This is a lighter gold, and just like put that right in the center just so I could really like make it pop. Oh yes, that looks beautiful. Bam! Okay, yes, yes, okay. So now I'm going to do the bottom lash line, I guess. I'm going to use just the ones in here. So like that warm one and then the deep one. And I'm about to go fight Emma. Like, I set toys out for her so she can play with them, and she does. But right now she just wants to play with this bottle. Okay. I want to take, yes, that's a good idea. I'm going to take Midnight Cowboy. It's a glitter from Urban Decay. It looks like this. It's a glitter liner, I guess. Heavy metal. It's great. You should get it. And just put this here. It just opens the eyes up. Just a hair. Like, it just adds just a little bit to just brighten the whole look. Whew. Okay. So, eyeliner, mascara. I'm going to take my Fenty Fly Liner. Very like cat eye-ish. There we go. Okay, mascara. Here's another thing I've been dealing with. This mascara, this Monster Big one. When I take it out, sometimes it like the whole thing comes out, like the whole like sealant thing, and so like it's just a big glob. I'm gonna use the Lancome primer first. I haven't done my brows yet. It looks good. I really want to try that Pat McGrath mascara. So let me do my brows. I've been using Brow Wiz. I know I used to use Brow Definer a lot because I had one. But I like Brow Wiz better. My brows are a mess. Yeah, they look mediocre. Bottom lashes, I use the same. Where is it? This one. The Wander Unleashed. I only like for bottom lashes. I think this yellow eyeshadow that's on the top would look really pretty in like a summer, like sunsetty kind of look. It would look beautiful, I think. Okay. Now I'm gonna take the Ofra Glazed Donut, the Naked Tutorials collab, and just do a little bit extra. Yeah, there we go. Okie dokie. What lip do I want? I'm gonna use the Fenty Beauty lipstick in single, the Mademoiselle lipsticks. I'm gonna use my Kopari gloss. It just leaves such a juicy look. Perfect, perfect, perfect. So this is my look. I guess I should have said it. I'm gonna use the Cover FX Illuminating Setting Spray. Perfect. I really like how this turned out. What do you guys think? I think my skin looks decent. I love this gold in my eyes. I can't wait to play with that palette more. Really pretty. That being said, thank you guys so much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in my next video. Also, don't forget to check me out on Making My Smile on the Instagram. And yeah, that's really it. I will see you guys next time. Don't forget to like and subscribe and hit the bell too, because why not? I don't post regularly like I should, so alright.